What's up everybody, my name is Brandon and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another video planned in the dark. As you can tell, I have bought a light right here that you could probably tell is illuminating my face, which is really nice. In today's video, I will be going over the books that I bought in October of 2019 and I am so excited. There aren't very many books comparatively to what I've been hauling in the past, but I'm still really excited about the books that I've picked up, and I cannot wait to share them with you all. So, without further ado, let's hop right on into the haul. The first book that I bought was at Edward McKay's, which again is a used bookstore in the Greensboro area. There's also one in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, but I go to the one in Greensboro constantly to check to see if there are books for sale there. And this one was on sale for $6, so obviously I had to pick it up. And it is a Riley Sager book called The Last Time I Lied. Now, this is obviously a Book of the Month one, which I feel like all of Riley Sager's books I get as Book of the Month editions from the used bookstore. Not complaining, love this cover, I think it's so stunning. But this story is about a girl who was in summer camp when she was a kid, and the last time that she went, she saw her friends go out into the woods, and that was the last time anybody had ever seen them. And so she is kind of haunted by the idea of what happened to these girls and not knowing what she could have done to help them. And so she goes back as a grown-ass woman, and I think she's going to be a camp counselor, and she is just trying to, one, figure out what happened that night, and two, kind of lay everything to rest that she can. But the more time she spends at the camp, the more secrets she starts to uncover, and some of them are quite sinister. So I am so excited about this synopsis. It reminds me a lot of the current American Horror Story season 1984, which I am currently watching as it airs. Not gonna say loving yet, I'm holding out. I'm just waiting to make sure that my feelings on it are secure and stable before I make an announcement on my channel on what I think of the series. But so far, I am enjoying the wild ride that is American Horror Story 1984, but I'm hoping that this book will have what I am looking for with those elements, if that makes sense. But Riley Sager also wrote Final Girls, which I hauled earlier in the year. Still have not read it. I know I need to just hop on that ship, but what are you gonna do, right? So I hope to get to this really, really soon. It sounds incredible, and I've heard mixed things about it. I've heard good things and bad things, but for $6, couldn't pass it up. It's just stunning. So that's book number one. The second book that I have, I also got at Edward McKay's, and this one was a little more expensive. I think it was $12, but for how recent this release is, and it is a hardcover, it really was like, wow, okay, steal. And that is another Riley Sager book, Lock Every Door. I have heard amazing things about this book, and then I've also heard trash things about this book. So I'm hoping that I fall on the amazing side. I think that based on the synopsis of Riley Sager's books, I feel like I would like him as a writer. I hope that I do. I hope that I read each one of his books and just love them so much, but we shall see. This one is about a girl who is going to be like apartment sitting in this like apartment complex, and she gets paid really well, but she's like, this doesn't make sense. Like, this seems too good to be true. And slowly but surely things start to happen, and she realizes that some secrets are coming undone, and she is caught in the middle of some of them. And I just think that this sounds incredible, and it sounds from the title like it's going to be one of those like the girl gets trapped in her apartment and the bad guy's trying to get in, whatever. I don't know if that happens, but it sounds like it, and I am a sucker for that kind of movie and book. I think that it's so incredible, and I just get so scared. You know the experiences that I've had with people trying to break in or people looking through windows or things like that, and like, no, I don't want to go through it. Like, I want to live vicariously through a character and see what they would do. I'm tired of going through it myself, but regardless, I am looking forward to this book as well. Hopefully it is as good as all of the beaming reviews say it is. But if you have read this book, please leave down below what you thought of it. Also, for all the Riley Sager books, for Final Girls, for The Last Time I Lied, all of these, please please let me know what you think of them down below, because I'd really love to hear your thoughts on them. And hopefully, if your reviews are also good, they may push me to read these a little sooner rather than later. The next book I also bought at Edward McKay's. Shocker. This one was $9, and it is No Exit by Taylor Adams. I, again, have heard amazing things about this book. I first heard about it on Books and Lala's channel. She was talking about reading it, and I don't think she really enjoyed it that much, but I think I will. I am a sucker for a character story, and this is nothing but characters, and they're stuck in one location, it sounds like, and that sounds amazing. So what happens is this girl is coming home, I believe, from college break maybe, and she gets stuck in a snowstorm, and so she has to pull off on the side of the road in this kind of like old building. I don't know what it is, maybe a gas station, something. But she pulls over, she gets in there. There are a few other people who have stopped and gone in, and they're all just trying to wait out the storm. So the main character goes outside to try and contact her parents to let her know that she's okay and that she's going to be a little late coming home. But while she's out there, she sees that in one of the vans of the people parked outside is a little girl in a cage. And she is obviously like just freaked out. She can't really do anything to help the girl, it seems like, and so she has to go back inside and know that she is in there with someone who is a kidnapper and possibly a murderer. Scary. So this sounds like a thrill ride, and one of those things where you're just gonna keep guessing like, oh my god, who is this gonna be? Now, one minor flaw is that there are such a small amount of characters, so it may be very easy to determine who the kidnapper is, but I think that if the author does a good job at telling the story, then he might, lead us off the scent. And if we do end up finding out who it is from page one, maybe there are a lot of twists that kind of make it more interesting than just us finding out who it is and then them getting imprisoned or whatever, or killed. I don't know. Hopefully it's like kind of that next level thrill. I'm praying, so we shall see. Again, kind of mixed things on this one too, but I am hoping that I will love it because I love thrillers, and I've been trying to get into more thrillers, and I have not read that many authors of thrillers. I've read Dean Koontz and Stephen King and Paula Hawkins, the girl who wrote The Girl on the Train. Read that when I was in college. I just haven't read many thrillers, and I need to get into some authors and find good authors for thriller books. So if you have any recommendations, please leave them down below as well. I would love to hear your thoughts on what your favorite thrillers are and who your favorite thriller authors are, and that would definitely persuade me into buying some of their books and seeing if I like them, because like I said, trying to get more into it. We'll see what happens, but hopefully I will love this. The fourth book I also got at Edward McKay's, and this one was $2, and I was shocked because the cover is stunning. I have never heard of this book before. I've never seen it, but it is Vermillion by Molly Tanzer. I just think that this cover is so gorgeous. Like, look at her. Like, stunning. And then the side and then the back has like a dragon. So this story follows our main character, and she is kind of like a shadow hunter a little bit from the Mortal Instruments. She's based in San Francisco, but she is killing shades and ginsengs is what it sounds like, ghosts, all these different things. So she's killing all of them, but she gets wind that a few boys who grew up in like the Chinatown area in San Francisco are going missing in the Colorado Rockies. So she decides to giddy up on over to where they are and figure out what is going on. Now, if you're like, why did you say giddy up on over? It says like she wants to like hop up on her horse. She decides to saddle up and head into the wilderness to investigate. So it just kind of gives me like Western vibes with the cover too. I'm not the biggest fan of Westerns, but I'm hoping that I like this. It kind of reminds me a little bit from the cover of The Gunslinger. Did not like The Gunslinger. People keep telling me I need to give it another shot because it's not as bad as I thought it was, but I was not a fan of it. I thought that it was kind of boring, but maybe that's just me not liking Westerns, but we'll see with this one. But again, I could not pass this up for $2. Regardless, the main character is going to the Rockies to investigate what's happening to these boys. And obviously, madness ensues and a lot of stuff goes down. And she is just trying to save humankind, it sounds like. So hopefully I like this book. Like I said, again, could not pass it up for $2 at Edward McKay's. So I had to snatch it on up. But if you've read this book, or if you've heard of this book, let me know down below. Again, I've never heard of it before. I hope that it's good. I haven't even looked up reviews or anything of it. I kind of just want to go into it semi-blind. But if you enjoyed it, please leave a comment down below and let me know. And I would love to kind of chat with you about it and see if it's something that I should read soon and discuss with you all. But yes, that was Vermillion. And last but certainly not least, I have The Remaking by Clay McLeod Chapman. This book I bought for my birthday. It was a birthday gift to myself. Went to Barnes & Noble with a few friends and picked this bad boy up. It was between this and a Marlon Brando biography, which was stunning, and I almost bought it. It was $35, and this was just a little bit cheaper, so I went for the cheaper option. Again, I know it was my birthday. I should have gone all out, and I do regret not buying the Marlon Brando biography, but I hope to do that very soon because it was just stunning, like Marlon Brando. Oh my God. Whew. Next level human, like just gorgeous. But why am I talking about those? I should be talking about The Remaking. So The Remaking, when I first saw it, I wasn't the biggest fan. I kind of thought it was kind of cheesy, almost like the Ninth House knockoff version. And if you could see up close, you see like this girl and the scales of the snake. And I just thought it was kind of like, okay, sure, whatever. But it actually, once I read the synopsis, kind of sparked my interest. On the front, it says, "Some stories never die," which was really cool to me. I was like, I wonder what stories they're talking about. But what really got me was on the back of the book. And it says, "In the 1930s, a mother and daughter are burned at the stake as witches. Their story inspires an urban legend told around a campfire in the 50s, a 70s horror flick, a 90s meta remake, and a true crime podcast. But all this storytelling comes with a cost." Like, are you kidding me? So that really just struck my interest, and I was like, I need to read this book because I am a huge fan of 1, stories, 2, movies, 3, remakes, 4, decades like that, 5, podcasts. Like, it has everything that I could ever want in a book and more. And it was also published by Quirk Books, which I read my best friend's exorcism from them and really, really, really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping to do the same with this one. So what happens in this book is that there is a woman and her daughter who are accused of being witches. They have an apothecary out in the woods and they help citizens of their town with various things. But there's one time where they maybe help the wrong person in the wrong way, and the whole town turns against them and burns them at the stake. And so this kind of chronicles in different parts the different storytelling methods that go on with the real life story of this book. So I've already read part 1, which was the 50s fireside story, which was incredible, and I honestly enjoyed reading from the perspective of the storyteller in the campfire scene. He was just really convincing, and it really felt like I was just listening to someone tell the story rather than me reading it with my eyes, which is what I was doing. And it was just incredibly well done. I could not imagine it being done any better, and I'm just excited to see what part 2 holds, as it is the 70s horror film, and just see what happens there. And then obviously to jump forward into the 90s and then to the 2000s with the podcast, like, it just sounds incredible, and I could not imagine myself loving a book more. So hopefully it keeps the momentum that I have so far in it with part 1, and hopefully part 2 picks up as well, and it just continues to have me in shock and awe. Again, never heard of this book either. I saw it on the shelves and was like, that looks interesting. Let me buy it. So I have looked on YouTube and haven't seen anybody post book reviews or hauls with this book or anything like that. So it might be flying under the radar. I have seen that there's a book trailer for it, but other than that, it seems to have evaded most of BookTube. So I'm excited to read it and see what I think, and hopefully recommend it for some other people if I think that it's good. So that is it for my book haul for October of 2019. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for my last spooky Scott-ober video of the month on Halloween. Yes, on Halloween, and it is probably my scariest story that I have, so please tune into that. It is called The Murderous Hitchhiker. Yes, I know, it sounds crazy. Trust me, it's even crazier. Like, this story is just insane what happened to me my junior year of college. So make sure you tune into that. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit that post notification bell so you are notified every time I post a new video. My name is Brandon, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.